Hey everyone, how's it going? Did you know that Illinois taxpayers have the highest tax burden in the country? At least, according to WalletHub's most recent annual survey they do, people in Illinois have to pay all sorts of taxes. In this video, we explore the different ways that Illinois gouges its residents for fun. At least, I think it's for fun, because the money certainly isn't being invested in the roads. Have you seen the potholes? If this is your first time here, welcome to Stuck in the Cornfield. On this channel, we explore issues related to Illinois. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into it. When you say state taxes, the first thing most people think of is income tax. This is a category that's a bit like trying to compare apples to oranges. Every state does something different. If you look at a map of the highest levied income tax for each state, you see California at 13.3% at the high end, Texas on the other end at 0%, and every number in between throughout the country. There are 7 states that don't impose any sort of income tax. In addition to Texas, those states are Florida, Washington, Nevada, Wyoming, South Dakota, and Alaska. Tennessee and New Hampshire don't assess an income tax, but they do tax earnings from tax interest and dividends. 32 states have a sliding scale, depending on one's income, so it's hard to say what someone would pay in taxes without knowing their pay grade. That's where the 13.3% from California comes in. They apply that to people who make over $1 million. The low end of their scale is only 1%, so it's all about context. Illinois is one of 9 states that has a flat tax. Out of those 9, Illinois ties with Utah for the 4th highest at 4.95%, so it's actually not that bad. With the exception of Indiana at 3.23%, Illinois is bordered by states that all pay a higher tax rate if you look at the high end of their scales. Iowa is at 8.53%, Missouri at 5.4%, Kentucky at 5%, and Wisconsin at 7.65%. So, when it comes to income tax, Illinoisans don't have it that bad. Did you know that Illinois has the 2nd highest real estate tax in the country? It's true. The honor of worst tax rate in the nation goes to New Jersey, with a rate of 2.47%. Illinois is close behind, with an effective average rate of 2.31%. Of course, this is the average. Some places are higher than others. At the high end of the scale is Winnebago County with a rate of 3%. The lowest rate in the state is in Hardin County at only 0.8%. Illinois has a median tax of $4,299. Would you be surprised to find out that the state with the lowest real estate tax is actually Hawaii? They have an average tax rate of only 0.27%, so homeowners pay a median tax of $1,607. But that's only because the average home value is close to $600,000. The cheapest average tax bill is in Alabama. The homes there have an average of $137,200, and they have the 2nd cheapest tax rate, so they pay a median tax of $572. Illinoisans also pay taxes on specific items. If you own a car in the state, there are fees that accumulate to be quite a hefty sum. If you replace the tires on your vehicle, expect to pay an additional fee of $2.50 per tire. That money goes into the Tire Management Fund under the State of Illinois Used Tire Management Program. When you fill the gas tank, there's a tax added to the price per gallon. As of July 1st, 2020, the tax is 38.7 cents, which will remain in effect until next July, when I'm sure they'll raise it again. This one is irritating for most Illinoisans because prior to 2019, the gas tax was 19 cents and it doubled last July. Illinois has the 3rd highest gas tax in the country. Cities and counties are also able to add their own taxes to the price per gallon, so depending on the area, the price can vary. The annual tag renewal fee also jumped from $101 to $151 in 2020. If you want to park the car in a garage that charges hourly or daily, there is a 6% tax added. If you use a garage that charges an annual fee, expect to see a 9% tax added. All of the taxes and fees are expected to add up to $4.6 billion for Illinois taxpayers over the course of the year. 45 states charge a statewide sales tax. Out of those 45, Illinois is nowhere near the top of the list of the highest base sales tax. When looking at the state sales tax number, Illinois isn't even in the top 10. The highest spot goes to California, as expected, with a tax rate of 7.25%. Illinois is tied with Texas in the 12th highest spot at 6.25%. However, when you look at the average combined state and local taxes, a different picture emerges. The 5 states with the highest sales taxes are Tennessee, Louisiana, Arkansas, Washington, and Alabama, with combined rates above 9%. Illinois comes in 6th place at 9.08%. So why is there a difference, and how does the Illinois tax rate jump from 6.25 to 9.08%? Well, counties and municipalities are also allowed to charge a sales tax. So in one town, there might be an extra 0.5% added to every purchase you make, or maybe it's 2% or 5%. It just depends on the region of the state you happen to be in. If you're crazy enough to live in Chicago, or you just visit, you might rethink making any purchases while in the city. They have the 6.25% state tax, then Cook County adds on an additional 1.75%. And the city, of course, can't resist getting their cut, so that's another 1.25% for themselves, and an additional 1% for the Transit Authority. So if you're doing the math, then you know that's an effective sales tax rate of 10.25% for any purchases made within the city of Chicago. This is just one reason why Chicago is the worst. You can find out what the other 9 reasons are in my video, Chicago Sucks 10 Reasons Why. When they have a tax rate of 10.25% and some parts of the state are at the base of 6.25%, things average out to 9.08, making Illinois the 6th worst state for sales tax. They say only the good die young. I think the Illinois version would be only the good die rich, because they tax just about anything you can think of. Do you want to go gambling on a riverboat casino? Well, there's a $3 per person tax for admittance. Maybe that's not your thing and you're more into having a few adult beverages. Well, that gets taxed by the gallon. Beer and cider with an alcohol content of 0.5% to 7% alcohol get taxed at 23.1 cents per gallon. If you're a wine connoisseur, that's a tax of $1.39 for any beverage that has less than 20% alcohol content. Drinks with a content over 20% have an insane $8.55 per gallon added. What if you're one of those people who still smoke despite the health warnings? That's an extra $2.98 per pack in addition to the 6.25% sales tax that you already pay, so you might end up in the poorhouse. If you happen to be a stoner, be prepared to pay a fortune for it. Mary Jane is now legal in Illinois, so there are all sorts of taxes added to it. Products with less than 35% THC have a 10% tax. If that isn't strong enough, and you buy some with more than 35% THC, that's going to cost you a 25% tax. Maybe that's not your thing and you would prefer to get an edible or infused product. Well, that's a 20% tax. I'm pretty sure that they only legalized it for the tax dollars. Illinois also has some weird and random taxes. Everyone has a cell phone now, right? If you have a prepaid phone plan, expect to pay what they call a prepaid wireless E911 surcharge. For the luxury of having 911 access, they charge 7% in Chicago and 1.5% everywhere else in the state. This is just one example of a tax that is a little goofy. There are plenty of others, but they can wait for another day. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I remain stuck in the cornfield.